fade back in on Harborvale, a coastal town striving to rebuild. Its residents tread warily on the unsteady ground that has eroded beneath their feet. Despite the community's tenuous air of relief and recovery, there are still so many secrets to unveil.
Secrets of an ancestral curse and the struggle to contain it.
Secrets of vengeance, biding their time.
Secrets of alluring control, washed onto the shore.
Secrets of the beast within and the desire to release it.
And as we tear back the veil of these silent secrets, we shall uncover the truth of what it requires to live beside the bay. Hello and welcome to These Silent Secrets. My name is Zach and I will be your MC. Let me first start off by saying I hope you all had a fantastic holiday season. Happy New Year to you all, and thanks for being here. Our last episode was a Monologues for a Monster. If you missed that episode, be sure to go back and listen to that to get caught up on where our characters are sitting as we dive into this episode. Before we begin, a couple of thank yous to get through. Obviously to Ghostlight Media, thank you so much for having us, for hosting us, for making this show happen. We really appreciate it. Also, to the amazing Nicole Tuttle-Robb for all of the work she does around this show. She has a lot more work than I do, I think. And for that, I'm always very, very thankful. And then also to my incredible cast, thank you all for keeping me on my toes, for making me strive for new artistic heights. I love you all. Please be advised, this episode of These Silent Secrets features a big scene of blood. The timestamp for that will be in the description. But with all of that out of the way, all that is left is the episode, so let us dive into this episode of These Silent Secrets Beside the Bay. Friends, it's been just far too long.
You could almost say it's been a while.
Nicole isn't on the call right now, so I will say it's been a while.
Quick, who wrote that song, Zach? Who sings it?
That is, oh God, I don't remember the band. Not Bare Naked Ladies though, no. and not Smash Mouth.
Not Smash Mouth. That's the one I was thinking.
It's not Creed. That is.
It does. It's a very Creed-esque band.
It is a very Creed-esque band. Who wrote that? Who did that song? Mariah, you're a usual music person who comes up with band and song titles all the time.
Literally no clue. I asked the Google.
It is Stained without an E.
Thank you.
Spelled Stained.
I was just thinking about it's been a while. Rest in peace, that guy. And then Freddie immediately. That's not Smash Mouth.
Well, no, because I did the.
Well, that was
It's Band. It's Band. Rip that guy.
Nope.
He's Smash Mouth. Look, if I can't make a fool of myself on my own podcast, then where can I make a fool of
What's
myself?
The point? Yeah,
What's the point of having it?
No one makes a podcast to look cool in public.
So a fun thing that I get finally is, so Mariah had a very distinct, I don't know if I want to call it an honor. I feel like that's too much. But when I read the ACOTAR series, I was essentially live texting Nicole and Mariah my reactions. This is a very popular book series. The other two of you, I don't know, you're aware of
all the girlies know what's going on.
All the girlies know about it. All the book talk girlies know what they're talking about. And so they got to see my responses as it's going, and I luckily talked Mariah into reading a book that I am ahead of her in reading. So now
so far ahead,
and now I get the reactions. So I'm very happy about it.
I started reading The Lies of Locke Lamora. I hear it's good.
Yeah, we read a lot of smut. Tell me I am wrong, though, Mariah. You can
wrong.
Look, if you want to read smut, let's read smut.
I'm an adult. I have
Smut's
adult money.
mainstream now,
I can
baby.
do what I want now.
Yeah, smut's mainstream. It's about to be on Fourth Wing's about to be on Prime.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Michael B.
Nice.
Jordan's producing it for some reason.
He likes that smut. He's an adult.
Michael
can
B.
read what he
Jordan likes
wants.
the smut, man.
It's what the B in Michael B. Jordan stands
for smut.
It stands for be reading smut. That's what it
That
says.
is exactly what I was about to
Yes!
say. So I am so glad that's still transferred.
Man, Michael be reading that smut Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan, Michael B. reading.
Yeah. Michael B. reading. Oh, man. Fucking hell. I've missed this.
I knew that was coming. I was like,
fucking hell.
I feel like we could do an episode where Kanan or Marcus just plays all of us.
Okay, Marcus, on the spot right now, an impression of each of us, go.
okay, Marcus, right now, an impression of each of us on the spot. Let's go.
That's more you're mimicking me. I don't know if that's an impression. Mine's real easy to do, though.
I can't.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I love that. That's the other one.
Hell yeah!
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel like we can do like the Rocky Horror anticipation bit with just Zach every time we start saying
Okay, Isla.
Oh no, you got to resolve it. You can't do that.
Yeah, it'll be after the this has been a Ghostlight Media production stinger. And then it'll just be me going, credible.
All right, but no, you put me on the spot. Do your best impression of me.
Okay. I'm trying to think of just like classic Marcus thing. Well, I can do, I guess, a pretty good Kanan doing Henry from the Weather Service. Is my favorite one, which is, I'm Henry. And that's about all I got.
I love an impression that is just introducing yourself.
Well, look, that's how it started.
It's just like, hello,
There's a big storm coming.
Do you remember the guy on TikTok who used to be like, this is my impression of James from Pokemon. Hey, it's me, James from Pokemon. And that was everyone.
Impression of Mariah
geez.
would, yeah. Oh, there was one, oh God, it was forever. I think it was right when Julian first showed up, and I said something pseudo-romantic, and you went, ooh, I got the goosebumps.
I got the goosies.
It was very sweet. And Freddie is something unhinged.
Freddie's just George Costanza, apparently.
What was the thing last session where he's like just peeking his head up for some reason? Yeah. Just sort of poking his head at us and stuff.
The one I always think about for Mariah, it was just a throwaway line from something. I don't even remember the fucking context. But it's the, Mom, Dad, I threw up.
When did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think the context is pretty self-explanatory.
I threw up.
Mom, Dad,
Yeah, it's just like, we were all laughing about something, and you just had like a little like throw-in joke there. That was, Mom, Dad, I threw up.
dude, that's the Mariah way. Like you're like a comedy sniper.
Yeah, I'm a sleeper hit.
Yeah, you come out of nowhere. We got one of those at the shop. His name's Nick. Like he's a real quiet dude, but then like he'll just like throw like one quip out there, like super quiet, like you blink you miss it sort of vibe, and it's always the funniest shit.
We had a guy like that when I was a barista at this like local coffee shop, but we were just like telling dad jokes. And he comes out of nowhere and he goes, so my friend says to me, what rhymes with orange? And I said, no, it doesn't. I lost my shit. I laughed so fucking hard at that stupid joke. I guess you had to be there. Fuck you guys, whatever.
I've got a bad one, a bad joke. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What is 6.9? A good thing ruined by a period?
Okay, guys. It's been nice. Let's just
No,
wrap it-
don't leave! No! Come back! Mom, Dad, I gotta follow up.
I flew up.
I don't know why that one sticks in my head, and I like just randomly will say it all the time. Like Caitlin will be like, "Babe, what's wrong?" I'm like, "I flew up."
I flew up.
And I don't know why.
I need to hear this. I've got to sort through 50 some episodes of this podcast.
Hey, we transcribed this shit. let's look for it.
Oh man, fucking hell! All right, well, let's do an episode, shall we?
We shall.
I guess.
We shall. A gleaming Saturday has begun in Harborvale. You're all, for the most part, scattered about the town. Kanan and Jason, you are off to Town Hall to do some investigating. Avery is off by herself. We hadn't touched much on what she was up to, but we're going to begin in the waves of the Atlantic Ocean as Isla Hart, siren tail fully extended, the sunlight permeating the wakes above, gleaning off of your scales as you are heading home. What is quite a distance you seem to cover relatively quickly, much less like going several leagues through the water, making it feel much less like you're going a long distance and more like a brief walk around the block as you swim up to your family farm. The kelp wafting with the tides as they roll through, and you see, working in the field, your dad.
Oh my god.
Papa.
I think Isla is very relieved to be home and see her father. I think she does like the fingertips across the high grass with the kelp.
Yeah, you run your hand through the kelp. And
The gladiator scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it's very much that. And I will go to my dad. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's sitting there after the events of last season where his sort of sickle had been taken by the ocean and then sort of lost as things sort of transpired. You see him sitting there with like a new sickle that he seemed to had fashioned of things he had found around the ocean as he's sort of cutting a few pieces up and sort of binding them together with sea twine.
Sure.
And yeah, as you sort of move into his line of sight, he goes, "Oh, my kiddo!"
The kelp's looking good, Dad.
Yeah, he swims forward and gives you a really big hug. What are you doing here?
I'm home.
Are you just visiting, or are you like home?
I'm home.
Well, I'm sorry that you had why am I Southern all of a sudden? Fucking hell.
Welcome home, kiddo.
Where?
Sorry that you had to go
Choice
through so much
of
water.
him. He in universe changes his accent every time.
Every time, yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you had to leave Harborville, but we're real glad to have you home.
Me too. Do you have an extra one? And I'll point to his sickle.
Oh yeah, give me a moment. And yeah, he swims off towards shed.
A sea shed.
I don't know what sort of sea shed. And yeah, comes back with a similar tool that he hands you. And you just get to work then?
Yeah, I'll take this end. You take that end.
Sounds good. And yeah, he heads off, and you get to work. Harvesting a nice little crop for the day for like let's say like an hour or so. As you're sort of getting towards the end of this sort of like row that you're currently working on, you see something that you're used to sort of spying, and it's like a quick like little blurs of motion, like someone's trying to be real sneaky. And sort of leaping from behind a rock and swimming very quickly at you. You see your little sister, who we've not really touched on the fact that you have one.
I do.
Her name is Norel.
Correct.
And she goes, "Oh my God, Isla, you're here!" And you just like grabs your shoulders, like one hand's kind of like on your head, like as she's not paying attention as to where her hands have landed. Her tail full on wraps around like your waist.
Oh, it's nice to see you too.
It's so good to see you. I've missed you.
Can't breathe.
Oh, I'm sorry. She hops off. What are you doing home?
Exactly that. I'm home.
Oh, okay. Do you want Mom's inside? Do you want to come say hi?
Sure. I'll just
Awesome.
finish this.
And as you're following your sister inside, can you give us a little bit of a description? What does your sister look like?
She is, if I'm 18, I'd say she's like 11, 12.
Gotcha.
And the complete opposite of Isla, where Isla is all light, Norel is all dark features.
A little more of a tan, dark black hair.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Isla's like carbon copy of her dad. Norella's carbon copy
Mom.
of our mom.
Gotcha. So does your mom just look like an older version of your sister, essentially?
Yeah, she has the brunette hair. Mm-hmm. She's, darker features, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so you set down the bundle that you were just finishing up, and Norel takes your hand and sort of is like just full on tugging you inside. Come on.
Oh my gosh, you've gotten really strong.
And she takes you inside the sea house. I really appreciate every time I've said a sea thing, Mariah, you just go,
I mean, what else am I going to live in?
It's just like a shrug of like, yeah.
It's very Batman coded.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get inside and yet you see your mother, whose name is Adair, I believe. Mm-hmm. I wrote names down.
Not a truth.
It's been a long time. Good
over
memory.
2 years ago. I still have the original notes from when I met with you all separately.
Well,
And they're in a legal pad that is falling apart at this point, but I still have them. And your mom goes, Isla, and sort of scrambles across the sea kitchen. Gives you a really big hug. Welcome home.
Hi, Mom.
What are you doing back so soon? You only left 2 weeks ago. We just didn't expect you back. It's so good to see you, though.
I'm glad to be back. It just wasn't what I was expecting.
Gotcha. All right. Well, oh goodness. I'll she looks to your sister. Norel, will you go run over to the sea market?
I would assume so, yes.
Perfect.
And grab some things to make dinner. And she's like, yeah, I'm on it. And she takes off. I'll make up a nice big dinner for you, okay?
Should you really be sending her alone?
She'll be okay. She makes runs for us pretty frequently. It's a market popped up not too far, a league from here. I don't know how far a league is. Fuck.
Have you seen any
I think
boats
it's
lately?
really far.
I was going to say.
Is the league really far?
It's a good
Never
amount of
mind.
space.
Couple 100 yards from here.
Googling it.
I answer.
It's
Nuts.
3.5 miles
Never mind.
Okay, it's just a 5K.
Yeah, just a little 5K.
for an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, things have been pretty calm out this way, which is nice.
Are you sure you haven't seen any fishing poles or nets or any weird chemicals in
Are
the
you
water?
okay? She does that sort of motherly thing of takes her hands and sort of cups both sides of your face.
Yeah, I'm okay. They just scared me a bit.
The humans.
Yes.
Well, then I'm glad that you're home with us. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
She gives you a big kiss on the forehead.
Mom.
Where she's cupping your face, she sort of pinches your cheek, kind of like a little hard. It's a little rude.
Ow.
Awesome. I'm sure you're gonna probably be off to see Julian. I'll get dinner going. We'll probably have that and get everything ready probably about 3 hours. Okay.
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 I'll be back for that time.
For then. For then. Awesome. So you take off to go find Jujubee, or no?
I'm gonna go to that cave.
You're gonna go to the cave? Oh, that the shit's in, that the artifact's in, and the necklace. Okay, so you head towards the cave.
Isla is a little apprehensive to go to this cave now.
Gotcha.
It used to be kind of her look at all this stuff, very a la Ariel, but now it's a little more shadowy to her.
Yeah, a little less Ariel's grotto and more Ursula's grotto.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm thinking about it now. The ocean did swallow up those things. I had forgotten about that.
Yeah, they
until
are not
this
there.
very
That's
moment.
true.
They are not there. They have been. The Earth sort of returned them to its core. But yeah, so you head towards there. Is there anything in particular that you're doing whilst at this thing?
Yes. I'd like to use, I guess it would now be power overwhelming since I'm not homesick, since I'm home.
Mm-hmm.
So, power overwhelming, you can control your chosen element, its raw form, roll with volatile, lash out physically.
Awesome.
So, I would like to destroy this cave.
Oh, just destroy the cave.
Or the things in it.
Give me a roll.
Fuck these dingle hoppers.
It's a dingle hopper.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay. Partial success.
Right-row.
Well, I want to do so. Partial success here. You have limited control of the effect, and something or someone else nearby also suffers harm. I think since you are the only person here, I think that person ends up having to be you. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think it's a thing like you get in there and like the water like in this cave like seems to just like compress like really tightly, and it's starting to whirl, and you're sort of seeing like the stalactites and mites that have sort of grown on the walls of this cave are starting to snap off and flow, and things are just getting very hectic in here. And I think it's just a thing you lose just like the grip on the ball here, and things start crumbling and falling, and it's a moment of you like trying to get out as fast as you can. And I think you just kind of like right in like the back sort of left kidney area, just kind of take a nice chunk of rock on your way out. So take a harm for me. But yeah, the cave is destroyed.
I think Isla blames that on the humans as well.
Oh boy.
And lets out kind of a good scream at
a nice
it.
Scream. The scream you scrumped.
Sea scream.
Sea scream.
The sea scream. Thank you. Awesome. And are you then gonna head off to find Jujubee?
Yeah, I think
awesome.
As my blood is like trickling in the water, I'll head over to see Julian.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if it breaks the skin, but you definitely are gonna bruise up a little bit, I think, there. Awesome. I think while you're heading off to find Julian, we will head land to Jason and Kanan as you are on your way to Town Hall.
We're going to confront the motherfuckers at City Hall.
You can't fight City Hall.
We'll lead us to kings.
I don't know this reference.
It's a Tenacious D reference.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, the government totally sucks, motherfucker. Yeah. Government totally sucks. But yeah, you head towards Town Hall. How do you guys? Are you guys just walking? Do you get on the whip?
I feel like we probably. Remind me, does Kanan have their own bike?
I think we established that you have pegs.
Yeah,
we do have the pegs, but I think
some
that
sick pegs on the whip.
In this instance, I think that Jason just suggested they walk.
God, I've been trying to get you to take the whip out this whole time.
We got t-shirts for it and everything.
We got t-shirts for everything. No, but yeah, you head towards like it's not necessarily like a downtown area because it's not like a big town,
but a square.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of town square. Like some people might refer to it as downtown. It's like 2 streets.
Yeah,
with some buildings on it. But yeah, at the end of one of them is the sort of city hall, town hall. How are we going about this?
So Freddie as a player doesn't understand the mechanics of a city hall per se. But I think the general idea is that I want to just go in, find some sort of, administrative assistance.
Gotcha.
Who can point us in the direction of just like public records on people in the town.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I mean, that's what covered under the Freedom of Information Act. Right?
It would just be public records, like the
I was
department.
gonna say. Yeah, no, yeah, when you get inside Town Hall, like you see, like you're looking at like the little like sort of marquee, like the letters kind of get stuck into board to sort of say like what floor and like what like rooms things are in. You see there's probably a swath of offices sort of on one of the upper floors, probably like a big meeting room for like when like Town Hall like meets and stuff, and like the city council has, votes and stuff. And then, probably just like a floor office for people that, are there to like pay off like parking fines and that kind of a thing. But yeah, so you come in and there's probably the sort of front sort of reception area. As you come in, you see a young fellow, probably like, early 20s who's sitting there, sort of short cropped hair, a little bit of a goatee happening. And yeah, he's sitting there. Hi. Happy Saturday. What can I do for you?
Hey, we're just we wanted to look through some public records about a couple people and locations. Where do we go to do that?
The sort of I don't know if there's a public records room in a town. I don't know what the I also don't know the mechanics of what that would be.
So
let's say
Marcus knowing mechanics. There
okay, Marcus.
Typically is a public records area that usually has like a desk clerk working at it that you can either ask them to look up stuff or they will point you into an archive location where you can just thumb through any like paper records yourself.
Awesome. So it's a small sort of library-esque kind of vibe. Awesome. Yeah, so you are pointed the way towards like an archive, with public records and whatnot. And as you get down, you see a nice old lady who is like, hey, if you need any help, just let me know. I'll be right over here listening to my stories. And she sort of puts on like a big old pair of headphones. And she's like sitting there.
Smut.
She's definitely, 50 Shades of Grey is real big right now. Yes, no, maybe? I don't know.
I shall check.
Michael be reading that smut.
Michael be reading that smut.
Do you remember? Sorry to tangent this soon into the episode again.
We're 27 minutes into the.
Oh, perfect. Good. I take my apology back.
Yeah.
Do you remember? The story that was going around on Twitter about the girl who watched Black Panther in theaters and then Michael B. Jordan came on shirtless and she bit through her retainer?
I heard about that. Yeah.
I just remember hearing about that a lot because that was a very funny story.
I know that Michael B. reading that smut, but Michael B. also that smut.
So, in the same vein, slight tangent, we were watching the Black Adam movie. It's not good. But Aldous Hodge comes on screen, and Caitlin, my wife, out loud goes, "Oh, god damn." Just real.
I'm right here.
Look, he looked real good.
No, she like panicked, looked at me, and I'm like, no. You're right.
Correct.
Yeah. I'm not hurt. This is objectively correct.
50 Shades of Grey was published in 2011, so sorry.
Damn it. All right, so it's some other smutty smut.
It's just Twilight.
Yeah. As you're sort of begin to poke around, you hear her go, ooh. Like a couple times as she's just sort of listening and kind of, she'll be like writing something and then stops. It's like, oh my. Is very vocally experiencing whatever she is listening to.
It's just a little bit too frequent, too.
Yeah, like it's a lot. It's a lot. Like you can tell she's
okay.
probably in the middle of like a real spicy scene.
And she's super used to no one coming into this department.
Yeah, definitely. Most
she's
definitely.
Like fanning herself with a folder.
Oh, yeah, she's got like a manila folder. And it's like that episode of The Office when Phyllis is listening to 50 Shades and is just like rocking in her chair like, okay, so what exactly are you looking for in these archives? Are you just looking to see if you can find Nadja in this? Or
I think I'm looking for anything on Nadja Schofield. I'm looking for anything on the Garrity family or any businesses that they're related to. Anything that's like, because I know there was the stuff about like their families is business was like recent to town.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And then also if there's anything just like about my business or their building headquarters, like any records about that.
I was going to say we should look up the bill of sale for the laundromat, quote unquote.
Yeah.
See like what hands it changed from, like
the laundromat.
Like the staging area for the
like the little like shop front that the filing cabinet door sort of opens up to. Gotcha. Awesome. Yeah, while you are you're looking around, let's say we'll start with stuff about like the Garrity's. The first kind of things that you're seeing are specifically about Shannon. You're getting a little bit of info on Jacobsville. One second. Because even after we established it for the, it is Jacobsville. Mm-hmm. We established it for the Halloween thing, and then the episode just came out. We also did the Jacobsville. I don't remember. It is 100% Jacobsville, everybille. Jacobsville.
Well, we solved it, Freddie. Let's go home.
We said
All right.
No, but
It's just like
you-
one sheet of paper that says Jacobsville in like 72-point font.
Well, it's got Jacob's Field like 12 times, and every time it gets scratched out, and then there's just a Ville written underneath it. No, but you are seeing sort of the records of her, like residence in Jacobsville of Shannon, specifically for the last couple of years. And then the recent records of the bill of sale being sort of officially in the Garrity name, in regards to Sophia and Shannon's like parents as they bought, rented or leased or whatever space at the docks. So all of that seems to have been above board in regards to like how much the parents actually know about the situation of moving here. You're not totally sure, but like their move seems above board. And then as you're sort of poking around, the records of the shop front are non-existent. As far as like public record says, that building does not exist, which is interesting. However, as you dive into looking for Nadja specifically, you're not finding pretty much anything recent, like in the last like 4-ish years. Like you don't see anything for her, but you do find a file of like probably the dating back to maybe 8-ish years ago, some filings that had happened. Specifically, you see her and beneath her name listed a dependent.
Ooh.
A dependent registered under Sergei Schofield.
Sergei Schofield. We are putting that in the notes.
I thought we knew a Sergei for some reason. Do we? Am I making that up?
Schofield.
I don't think I've
You know
ever
Francois.
You know Francois? You know Nadja? You know
I'm now
Sergei.
skimming through the character list on Roll20, but I don't
That's
see
what
a
I'm
Sergei.
doing too. Okay.
But also during all this, I would like to use a move. And I want to use To the Books,
Okay.
which is when the chips are down
Yeah.
and your enemies are unbeatable, you can turn to your friends for research help. Doing so counts as gazing into the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
Add 1 to your roll for each friend who really dives into the work, even when it gets monotonous. On a 10 up, in addition to other results, some other stuff happens.
Awesome. Let's give me a roll. Yeah, I feel like Freddie, you just been like, I'm gonna look for things, and I feel like you forgot that you just have this very useful tool where you could just sort of find info.
Well, I'm using it now.
Yeah, you're using it now, and this is a very good place to be using this.
I will say, I think this is also the first time he's researched with other people around.
This is fair.
Yeah.
I just meant the gaze in the abyss thing. But
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To the Books is a very good move. And it's add 1 to your roll for each friend. Yeah. So awesome. So you have an extra +1,
Okay. And I think I still...
and you can roll
Do I
dark
still
rolls with
have...
Volatile. So technically,
Yeah,
right
okay.
now,
I had to double check to make sure I still had that. But yeah,
yeah,
Lust of
you're right.
Palace.
Yeah, right now you got a +4 to this roll.
Yeah.
which
let's do that.
is really nice.
That's me giving you
Bardic inspiration.
Bark-ick inspiration. I'm a wolf. Shut up. Everybody shut up.
Not right now. You're not.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to make a dog pun.
Yeah, I know.
That's a 14.
Jesus.
Holy shit!
I
dude.
rolled. That's rolling a 10 on the die and then getting +4.
Damn.
So-
So in doing this, is there anything specifically like gaze wise that you're looking to find here?
On a 10 up, in addition to other results, the visions show you your enemy's secret weakness, and you gain a string on
Gain
them.
a string on them. Very good.
We also find her kid.
I was about to say, I feel like we kind of found what the thing was already,
Yeah.
so this is a little bit
Yeah,
retrospecting it.
I guess to tie a few things together, you're going through here and you see, yes, Sergei, you're kind of getting the importance of Sergei, and it's tying in Sergei back to the note that we talked about last session that you had found in season 1 about S being secure.
Cured.
Hmm.
Oh, shit.
See, because this whole time I was like, that's gotta be Shannon, maybe, but no, it's a different S name.
Yeah, you took like secured or whatever the wording was as like they've been taken out.
Yeah, like
Not
they've
like I've got your
locked on.
kid like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
locked
I
down
was on
somewhere.
the boat of Salvatore, like, that deal is locked in.
Yeah, it turns out that I just like S names. is I think what the problem is, because we've got Salvatore, Sergei, Sophia, Shannon, and probably a bevy of others.
Sebastian.
Sebastian. Well, Bash, yeah. But yeah. It's sort of, yeah, you're putting those two together. And sort of while that's going, you, back at your house, Jason, do have a list of, like, safe houses and stash places and stuff that your father had on record. Any of which could be a potential space for maybe tracking this kid down. If you wanted to go that route. Because you got a fucking 14.
Yeah.
You fucking... mad lad.
Great. I think that's good information to have.
Yeah. So yeah, I would say, yeah, with this, it's you got to spend some time doing this. Let's say, yeah, you spend about an hour and a half ish, just kind of looking through shit. The old lady in the archives has made sounds to just like inappropriate levels throughout this whole session of research. And then, yeah, are you looking to do anything else here, or are you heading out?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like I
that
feel
you're
like
trying to find?
Yeah, like I've done my serious record. I'm trying to think about a silly one.
I do love a silly one.
Has Jason met Grimm yet?
I don't think you've
face-to-face?
I mean, like you've like have been in homeroom with them,
sure, like
for a couple of weeks now. I don't think you've had like a one-on-one interaction with them.
Then he probably wouldn't be interested in them. So
because I don't even think you're aware that Grimm has any sort of suit happening.
Yeah.
I think at the moment the only person who's aware of that is Isla.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I think that Jason's. Like, he gets that name of Sergei listed as dependent. He's like, I can work with this. This is great.
Awesome. So the two of you, you bid the old lady adieu, and the young man at the front desk wishes you a happy weekend. And as the two of you step outside, you start to hear sirens. And as you sort of look out to the street, you see a couple of police cruisers zoom past, as well as a couple ambulances following. Jason, you sort of... I feel like dozens of times in your sort of career of the things that you've been doing, you've kind of got, the hairs on the back of your neck, kind of like something has happened. That sort of feeling that does prick up. Notably to you, Marcus, but Kanan would not notice at all. Nothing seems off to you. You just see some ambulances.
They're just cars, yeah.
Your heightened senses, none of that is really doing anything for you right now.
Do I see Jason tense up, or?
I think that's up to how to Jason. I mean, how cool sort of he stays when he gets this feeling.
I think that Jason is probably a little more jittery than normal in this situation because his mind immediately goes to did Sophia make a move one day later? What's going on? So I think that he is immediately mentally doom scrolling on what's the options are for what happened.
Very fair.
Kanan kind of louder's you hear me, man?
Huh? Yeah, can we take a quick detour and just see what's going on here?
Yeah. Sure. What's up?
Emergencies, it's something bad could have happened to someone. I don't know. Let's just go look.
Okay. Sorry. Just asking.
All right. And then
awesome.
Jason just kind of jogs ahead towards the siren. Can I see the lights, or do I just hear the sirens from here?
Oh yeah, you've seen the cars move past you. So you have seen them moving quickly, and they've sort of, I think in the time that you guys have just been chilling since they're moving so fast, they've turned a couple corners and have been lost. But you have the idea of where they're heading. You can hear the sirens still, so it's easy enough to follow.
What general direction was it in?
Was you're
it
sort
the
of
way that we came from?
It's sort of heading right to, cusping the edge of that sort of downtown area, where sort of a lot of the denser sort of populations of trees start to take it over, and the housing and stuff kind of gets a little more sparse. They're heading off towards that direction.
Let's follow.
Yeah, and I'll jog behind him. Kind of confused that we're jogging, honestly.
Yeah, you start heading off towards these cars, and it takes you a little bit, obviously, to keep up and catch up. Kanan, you're feeling yourself a little more winded than you normally would.
Yeah.
Jason, you're fine because you have been fucking training your ass off all summer.
And I'm like, when did this town get so hilly? God.
And you see the cars stopped. The police cruisers, the ambulance people sort of are hopping out, and they're moving sort of into the tree line.
Are we near anything else in particular?
Kanan.
Fuck.
Roll me, I won't make you roll anything. This was the direction your aunt took you.
I knew
when
it.
you were sparring.
I knew it. Now Kanan gets really tense. And I'll say, like, I'm going to try and check this out. You can come with me if you want, but I'm going to try and sneak my way in.
I mean, I'm probably coming with you if I'm being honest. Let's go.
Okay. I'm going to try and use my unseen spirit ability.
Is that one of your magical things?
It's a magical thing, but it's not wolf related? I don't know. It's the one where I like try to vanish from sight and blend into the woods.
Yeah, we can roll it just like you being a sneaky boy.
Okay.
Less you going invisible sort of wolf stalker and more just like
I'm familiar with the
shrubs
woods
and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got a 9.
Partial success. Is there any sort of sub
On a 7 to 9, you're still gone, but choose one. Someone saw you go and takes a string on you. The MC will say who. Or some destructive event occurs nearby. The MC will say what. It's been a while. Freddie already knows what I'm going to choose. Destruction.
Destruction. Awesome.
Oh no, did Kanan do something and then Jason blew up?
Yeah.
Wow, not
just
again.
hit you with another body out of nowhere.
Yeah, just pink mist. You just...
If I had a nickel for every time Kanan hit me with a body, I'd only have 3 nickels, but it's weird that it happened 3 times.
It happened 3 times. Yeah. No. So yeah. Jason, are you're following Kanan?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. What would you like to roll here?
I would argue volatile on the account of Jason is like, this is probably a bad idea because clearly Kanan is stealthy and I'm not as much, but god damn it, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, give me a volatile roll. Just make
Sick.
it, sort of general. Partial success. Awesome.
8.
Good enough. Yeah, so you head into the woods, kind of skirting the activity that's happening. And Kanan, like, you're having a hard time. Because it's one of those things, like, your senses are, like, especially in moments like these, have been vital to, like, you discerning what's going on. And you're not getting any of that input right now. And so you don't notice until you're right up pretty much to it, the sheer amount of blood that is drenching this area. And in the middle of it, you see paramedic crews are working on your aunt and on your mother. Not your mother, Kanan, but on Jason's mother.
Oh, what? Oh.
That was a moment of like, I'm not too concerned.
Yeah, the moment of you walking into Jason's house this morning of asking Deborah if she wanted French toast, and she's saying she was going to go get her ass kicked by your aunt, recalls.
Yeah.
As you see the two of them sort of being given first aid, both of them seemingly motionless at the moment as they're being cared for, loaded onto gurneys. The amount of blood that is in this clearing, there is no way that the sheer amount, like, it is far more than these two people should have in their bodies. So something happened here, but there aren't any other bodies. But there's still blood everywhere.
I think I definitely have to roll to keep my cool.
Roll to keep your cool. Why don't both of you roll
I
to
feel
keep
like,
your cool?
Yeah.
What is that, cold?
That is cold.
Yeah, fuck. Wow!
Ooh, that is a 1.
I got a 1!
Mark that experience for me.
Shit!
Ooh, that's a stinker.
Ooh, stinky roll.
I think that's the lowest I've ever got.
Jason, yeah, you managed to kind of cool your jets a bit. Like, I feel like the panic of like, is this happening again, sort of creeps in for a moment, and you just shove that down. Like, you're like, I cannot think about that right now. Kanan, what does it look like with you failing here?
So, despite being fairly stealthy and like we've been quiet, I feel like it's probably a little bit jarring to you too as well, Jason. You just hear, no! And I just drop all pretense of stealth and I run straight to her body. Like
straight into the clearing?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like as you're sort of blitzing in, there's like a couple officers. They're like, hey, you can't be here!
I'm doing my best to like duck past them. I'm not like trying to like hit them or anything. I'm just trying to like weave to get to her.
Yeah, just make me a volatile roll.
Okay.
Just make it just a sort of general.
Partial?
Awesome.
7.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments of like they sort of grab you. You're not as strong as you're used to being. So like they kind of hold you back for a bit, and you manage to sort of slip them. Like your like hoodie like kind of goes off.
Yeah.
You just slip the hoodie and keep running. Jason, are you doing anything?
I think that Jason goes into like, just to keep himself from like panicking, he goes into like full math brain and is immediately like looking like trying to like check if like the blood source like has like any tracks that go off in a direction, and goes into like full like problem solving mode of like trying to figure out what happened here.
Yeah, so you're trained in this, discerning these sort of things. You are looking around, you know this kind of cleanup job, like something happened here, and only your mom and Kanan's aunt were left here. So many other people died here, and you used to work for a group that's very good at getting rid of bodies very quickly.
All right. I think that after like kind of establishing that timeline of like what Jason thinks happened, he's going to like very slowly follow behind Kanan towards
awesome
the scene.
Kanan, I think there's the Peter Parker moment of Spider-Man.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That's my uncle, and they kind of like let him go a little bit. I think it's similar that like, you know, they sort of intuit that like, you know who this is, and sort of let you through a little bit.
They stopped trying as hard.
Yeah, they're very much like still being like, you, like, we've got to get you out of here, but like they're not like manhandling you, trying to like throw your ass out of here. And yeah, you get up pretty close as these paramedics are like CPR and are doing everything they can for your aunt, for Deborah. What are you doing?
I feel like I would run up, drop to my knees like next to her. And if they're actively doing CPR, I am not going to impede on that. But I'm like right there. I'm holding her hand, or like I go to like grab her hand to hold on to it while they're doing this. And just like, I'm just watching intently to see if like her chest starts moving, if her neck starts moving, like if she starts breathing. I also feel like Kanan at this moment is trying to like sniff out anything they can, but it's not coming. Like
nothing's happening.
Nothing's happening, and I'm just getting like more and more frustrated and scared.
Yeah, no, you rolled a fucking 1.
Yeah, Kanan is losing their shit and grabs her hand. It's like, you gotta wake up. You gotta get up. Come on, please. You gotta get up. Gotta get up.
The paramedic looks at you like, we need to get her onto this gurney, and we need to get her into the ambulance so we can get her some better care than out in the fucking woods.
Kanan legitimately tries to help them lift her.
Awesome. Yeah. I think that like they're like, whatever. Like, we just need to get these two out of here. And they take your help in getting these two up, and they're as fast as they can push a gurney through fucking sticks and leaves and up hills and stuff, are just trying to get them out of this clearing into the back of the ambulance and over to the hospital as fast as they can.
And it's both of them? Both?
It's both. Yeah, it's both of them. Yeah, both of them are very hurt. You see, as both of you are nearing, you're seeing lacerations and punctures, and they're fucked up. But if the evidence around them is anything, they fucked whoever did this up.
Hey, you should have seen the other guy.
Well, I know you can't see the other guy, but you can guess that they're probably.
But you can kind of see the other guy.
You can kind of see the other guy.
There's some of them over there. There's some of them over there.
I feel like Kanan has a moment of, like, they get them in the ambulance. I feel like they'd be reluctant to let us ride in the ambulance.
I mean, most of the time, probably one of you in each. Like, they probably wouldn't let both of you hop into one. But, like, if someone's in an accident, they normally let someone ride with them to the hospital so that someone.
See, I wouldn't know if they would let me since they're actively trying to resuscitate her.
Let me roll a die.
I don't know how that works, you know?
There's odds. They do not.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel like they, like, shut the ambulance doors,
Yeah.
and I, like, turn to Jason, and Jason just sees, like, bawling, like,
Yeah.
like active breath, like, almost retching, and just kind of like, I gotta figure out what happened.
Jason is like fully like clocked out, like blank face. Like you say that, and you see his eyes are just on like the like scene in front of us, and he just like is locked in on that and is like, yeah, what? Yeah.
Hey man, I need you here right now. I can't do this by myself. I need you. I can't handle this alone. Just, you can do what you need to do. Just, like, talk out loud. I need to hear someone else's voice besides my fucking own right now.
Jason's like still staring out, but is just gonna like take an arm out and like, it's like the only part of his body that is moving as he like puts an arm out and like puts it like over on your shoulder and just like kind of like tries to pull you in for a hug.
Oh,
and
I
just like
fall into you, like.
And like still blankly is just like, we are going to figure out what happened here. We are going to make sure that everyone is okay. They are getting the best care that they can right now. Your aunt and my mom are fucked up strong people. This is like, I know that it's a quantity thing, but so much of what is here is from what came after them, and they lost. Our people are going to be fine. We're going to be fine, and we're going to figure out what happened.
You like feel like kind of tucked under your armpit, like in your side, like I've just buried my head, like in your chest almost. And Kanan is just like these, I mean, shaking, racking sob. And you hear like that kind of like whimpering whisper where it's like, I'm trying to talk quietly, but me crying won't let me talk quietly. And you just hear Kanan just, please, I need you so bad right now. Please, you have no idea. I need you. I need you. I need you. And you have a sinking suspicion that I'm not talking to you.
Jason is just like starting to like pull you and like walk back in the direction that we like came from.
Yeah.
And it's just like, we don't need to be here. Let's leave.
Kanan like tries to pull themselves together a little bit, and it's still that kind of like like the heavy labored breaths kind of, and wipes their tears away and kind of like wipes the snot from their nose quite literally and stops crying and gets this like expression of a cold fury. But it's just Kanan at this point. It's not fueled by anything bestial. It's just a cold fury from Kanan as they like pick their hoodie back up, put it back on, and just start to like leave the woods with Jason.
Yeah, you two head off. I'm assuming, are you going towards the hospital, or are you going towards like your place, Kanan? Like, what's your plan?
I feel like I'd go home.
Cool.
To tell the rest of my family, and like just take the car with them.
Yeah.
Or I'd probably text them like, "Hey, this is what's happened. Please come pick me up."
Yeah. You hear like you send that text, and you hear like in the distance the of your whole pack like rallying.
Kanan takes like a deep breath and is like, and then just lets it out like as a sigh.
Whilst all of this has been happening, Saturday morn, what has Avery been up to? Because I don't think we actually touched on what you were up to.
Yeah, we did. I went to a coffee shop and I'm
You went to
reading
a coffee
book.
shop and you're reading a book. That's exactly what it was. Thank you, thank you.
What
thank you.
did our dear lovely followers decide the coffee shop was called?
Oh, yes. We do have an
we can
official
reveal
name.
these.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
we can reveal. We did 2 polls, and let me find, as we all knew, on the question of who's hotter, Isla or coffee, it was Isla.
It was
with
Isla.
75% of the votes.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
It's because I was pretty spicy.
And
Who's
then
that 25?
25% was like coffee pretty hot though.
25 is like, I mean,
I don't know
have
if
you heard? Have you seen the warning
Yeah.
on the top?
I don't know if you heard about that McDonald's case at one time, but that was some hot coffee.
Yeah.
And then
Well, Mariah, what were you going to say?
I was just say it'll be 100% by the end of this season.
There we go. Hey.
whoever, you hear that? Whoever's holding out there, the challenge directly
We
from
see
Isla.
you. We know who you are. No, we don't.
And the winner of the poll for the name of this coffee shop is, drum roll please, Edgar Allan Joe.
Edgar Allan Joe.
Hey,
Nice.
no wonder you're still there.
I feel at home here.
There we go. Yeah. Well, so yeah, Avery, you're sitting at the Edgar Allan Joe. What are you reading?
This is hilarious because we decided it was the works of Poe.
It was the works of Poe. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've already been talking about people listening and or reading smut a lot, so I didn't know if you were going to change your answer or not.
No. I think, well, I mean, not that Avery doesn't read that, but I think in public she's reading Poe.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you weren't here for it, but we did establish that Michael B. Jordan is all up in the smut game. Specifically, that's because his middle name is Michael B. Reading that smut. So that's where we're at.
God, if we could post I want the recording. If we could just post the screenshot of Avery's face during that joke.
Oh yeah,
no, I
Nicole, you
forgot
weren't
to
recording. No. All right, we'll record it now.
Shoot, I'm so sorry.
All right, run it back.
Allow. Yeah, allow recording.
It's like, ooh, what could Zach have said to invoke this reaction?
Nothing.
Yeah.
How is your Saturday going so far? Like, you've had a pretty chill one.
Yeah, I think, well, Avery's whole thing is she's just trying to kind of have a normal day.
Gotcha.
Because things have been a little chaotic lately.
A little chaotic, yeah.
A little chaotic with, a big truth bomb dropped yesterday. And she feels a little guilty about how she kind of approached the Stew Crew situation. So I think today she's just wanting to be a little hands-off and a little normal. So that's her intention, at least.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're reading your collection of Poe. You sort of, I think, get up probably to get like a refill of whatever you've been drinking. Mm-hmm. And sort of like as you're passing like someone, the person like, they're sitting with like their back to you, and you sort of hear, I regret not seeing her before she passed.
I keep listening, but I don't turn around yet.
See, you sit there and you're listening and you're hearing that sort of loop from them.
Oh,
and then,
no.
And then the other direction, you're hearing someone talk about, I'm going to be alone forever.
Oh, no.
I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. And more, these voices, people thinking about their worst guilts and their fears and their grief begin to rattle all around you. Rapid succession, the sound growing louder and louder and louder in your head. You cannot think, you cannot process all of these words that are coming in your head faster and faster and faster and faster. Roll to keep your cool for me.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, jeez. Okay. No.
That's a fail?
I'm not cool.
You're not cool. All right,
Nope.
Mark that experience for me.
Marked.
Marked. Yeah, I think it's a what does it look like? You're failing. Like how is Avery reacting?
I think it's very. She kind of pushes back from the table that she's on. Her book almost like falls from her hands onto the surface of the table, and she goes to stand, and her eyes are just kind of darting around, trying to focus on any one person and see if like maybe by focusing on that person it'll like stop the voices from overlapping, but like she's realizing that's not helping. I almost think she goes like full like hands trying to like cover her ears. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she has, like, because I failed, I don't know if she has the wherewithal to, like, leave the room right away. So I think she's just kind of, like, at the table, like, standing from the table, but just, like, holding her ears and I think, like, hunching over a little bit. Very a la,
I feel
like Katniss in Catching Fire.
Yeah, with all the jabberjays
with the
and stuff.
jabberjays, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think, you were sort of, like, walking up with your coffee cup, and you're sort of, like right where almost, like, the line to, like, the counter would be formed. And you're hearing all these words, and, you're, like, your hands go over your ears, and, you start sort of, like, crumpling down towards the floor. The plate and the mug that you had your coffee in sort of hits the ground, and setting a bit of coffee sort of and spreading out in all the different directions. You're hearing these words faster and faster and faster. You hear one that's specifically starting to get like closer proximity to you. You're hearing, I should have been nicer to everyone. I should have been nicer to her. Avery, Avery, Avery! And you snap out of it. And Logan is standing in front of you. What is wrong?
I can't be in here right now. I can't be in here right now. And I think I like bolt for the door at least. Like just push past, and I'm like, I can't be in this room right now.
Cool. All right, you take off. I'm not going to have you roll to run away because we already know that the thing would be to cause a big scene. Because you just did
I did that.
You just did that. And you take off. Where are you going?
Just outside. Like literally
just
outside the door. Just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, no, you sort of, that moment, like, things kind of snapped back and the quiet happened and you rushed outside and you take in as much air as you can, just trying to steady your breath, get a grip on what the hell just happened to you. And as sort of your breathing calms, your pulse kind of slows and returns to sort of normal rhythm. Things seem all right for now.
Did Logan follow me out? Did Logan stay in?
I think, like, you can see, like, she's kind of, like, at the door, and she doesn't know, like, whether or not to, like, come out or, like...
I'll, like, kind of turn over my shoulder. Once I catch my breath and I feel myself kind of gaining composure again, I'll kind of, like, nod for her, like, letting her know it's okay to step out if she wants to.
She steps out. You see, like, a plastic cup of, like, water in her hand that she kind of... gingerly holds out to you.
Thank you. Sorry about that though.
What was that? Are you okay?
That's a loaded question. No, I'm okay. I don't really know how to explain it, but I had some kind of like a panic attack, I guess.
You don't need to explain if you don't want to. Just wanted to make sure you're all right. I'll see you at school on Monday.
Wait, I've been not very kind to you lately. I know we have our little like frenemy thing, but I also know that you've been trying, and I haven't really been receptive to that, and I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't blame you. You forgot your book. I'll be right back. And she sort of runs inside to grab your book that you left at your table while you got up to get your coffee refilled, and sort of comes back outside. Are you good to get home, or?
Yeah, no, I'm not that far.
Your car is actually here, so. Yeah.
I drove that here this morning.
Well, I mean, you left it here when you ran.
No,
off
I
the
know.
other.
That's what I say to Logan. Yes,
gotcha.
I drove that.
Drove here. Okay. Get home safe.
Yeah, you too, Logan.
Yeah, she sort of turns around, just heads back into the Edgar Allan Joe.
I kind of hold my book in my hand, and after Logan leaves, I just kind of lean against like the outside wall of the coffee shop, and I think I just try to check in with the Raven here and see what the fuck that was all about. So I almost...
You haven't done that in a long time.
In a while, yeah. So I stroll over to my car and I lean down and look into the driver's side rear view mirror. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to gaze into the abyss and try and check in.
Give me a gaze.
I'm going to do that. That is better. It is not good, but it is better. That is a 7.
As a 7. I think, like before, when you were at the end of the season, when, you had your moments of conversation. I think it's like, a moment where, like, you're looking in the mirror and you're kind of seeing just, like, wisps of darkness kind of flit. And you're seeing, like, your eyes become raven-like. What exactly are you asking or trying to figure out? Just like what's going on with you?
Basically, was that intentional, or was that like an overload, or like what happened just now? Like what?
Gotcha.
Why did those thoughts come without me initiating it?
You're looking in the mirror of your car, and you're sort of hearing very similarly to what you were just kind of hearing inside the shop, that whispery, voices just kind of hitting all throughout sort of around your senses, and the depths of your mind. You hear, "Finally, I've been hoping you'd come and talk soon."
Talk?
I warned you those months ago. Something powerful, made of the very nightmares we wield, would be arriving. And it has.
That doesn't sound very promising. What is it?
The best way to describe it is a nightmare. But its proximity is volatile. It's making you spike.
So whenever this thing's around, I can't control you?
It's more like you're being overloaded. You pull the nightmares and you weave them into being, and one is in the same space as you are, right there, amplifying you. Do be careful, Avery.
How do I find it?
Your wits and your power, though it be slightly more unpredictable. But you're bright and wise, I'm sure you will find it, and if you take long enough, I'm sure it will find you.
We're not gonna hurt my friends, are we?
Do be careful.
Okay. I think Avery stands up and just tries to like shake off that. Jeez, bro.
Jeez, bro.
Just tries to shake off that. Jeepers.
Jeepers. I think Avery just slides into her car while she's here, and I'm getting in, and I'm gonna go.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of These Silent Secrets. If you liked what you heard, you want to support us, there's a bunch of easy ways to do that. Some super duper easy ones. Wherever you're listening to us at, just scroll down, like, review, subscribe, share, whatever the options are. Just do those, and then they help us out a bunch, and we really appreciate it. Another super duper easy way is just to tell a couple of friends about us. You probably got nerdy friends if you're listening to this, and you let them know about this cool nerdy show, and then they listen to it, and they tell more nerdy friends. And then we get so many people that we can stack each other on each other's shoulders up into the sky, and then we can share the show with the aliens that are out in space because we have so many friends to stack so high. We can get it going. If you feel a little saucy, you want to donate to us financially, you can do so at our Patreon at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia, where you can donate monthly to us, get some fantastic rewards for yourself, as well as our undying love. Or you could check out our merch store at tpublic.com/store/ghostlight and get yourself some cool stuff with all of our stuff on it. You can find us all over the internet. We're at our website at thesilent.secrets.com. We're on TikTok and Blue Sky at These Silent Secrets, and we're on Twitter at Silent Secret Pod. And you can find us all individually. You can find Marcus at MarcusRVO, Nicole at Nicole Voice, Mariah at _Mariah Clawson, Freddie at Freddie_Pow, and myself at that guy, Zach Robb. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode, but until then, may your secrets stay hidden, and may you always be able to read your Edgar Allan Poe and have a coffee in peace without everyone's regrets, fears, and grief. clouding your brain. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.